Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer, and welcome back to PCM20. It's Champions. We're on episode 19. This is our team's first ever World Tour race. It's great. It's the Cadell Evans Great Ocean Road Race. There you go. It's a mouthful.
There's a breakaway.
Of course, Cadell Evans is the obvious one, but anyway. It's just a sprint stage, so it's pretty straightforward in terms of what you're getting there. But looking forward to competing against the World Tour for the first time. Of course, we've gone up against some of the teams, but we've never gone up against the entirety of the roster of World Tour teams before. Now, in terms of Continental/Continental Pro races, we're starting to get pretty good, even with the quick sims. We've already claimed a victory there. We've already claimed another podium there through the quick sims. So the progress is evident in the results. But how do we do against the World Tour teams? Well, I'm assuming that it's probably not going to be great. I think we're still some ways off of that. I mean, you can see Deadpool has a 73-71 base. Iron Man is nowhere near that. Wolverine's decent, but he's supposed to be our top sprinter. Ant-Man's also on the decent side. So is Spider-Man, and Groot even 74-74 seems to be our highest. Gamora has a little bit better chance today, thanks to some other attributes included like resistance. But overall, we have some decently quick riders. But the big thing is at this point in time, so the way that setup is that 50-85 range. Realistically, we're not going to see anything higher than about this 75 that Gamora has for her mountain rating, and resistance for that matter. In fact, I think if we kind of look up and down, I don't think... Oh, there's a 76 on flat for Wolverine, so that's nice. Good lead-out quality there. But we don't have any standout attributes. It's fairly balanced. Deadpool, terrible in the mountains, still just a 65. Really lagging behind there, but all in all, that balance is going to hold us back, at least in these World Tour races. So, no expectations today. I'll probably be pretty content with top 10 performance. I don't know how much else we can manage, but only a single rider in the low range, so it's going to be hard to pick. See, I guess our 72s is going to be among the lowest. So I'll go ahead and protect Gamora. Groot's -2 doesn't help, but he's also got the best base. Wolverine's low resistance, I suppose, means protect Groot, and there you go. There's our pick of the litter for the day. And let's hit cruise mode. See you back in a little bit. Alright, so we're entering that final window, 60k, now under 50k to go. As we're approaching the end on this one, quick programming note. So, as I've been talking about recently, my new Zwift series is launching. It launched the same time as this episode posted. If you haven't checked it out already, please do. Now, here's the thing. You know that I have a small channel. We just surpassed 2,000 subs, which is awesome, making a lot of progress. But YouTube's algorithm is very, very unkind. Really, I mean, ridiculously unkind to small channels. For that series to take off, and I invested heavily. In fact, to be honest with you, I spent more money setting that up than I've ever earned on the channel total. So it was a bit costly for me. I could use your help with the algorithm. It's fine. Zwift, not your thing. You don't care to see it. I'm going to leave a link in the description below. But if you could just click on that link, open up that very first video, click like, and drop a comment for algorithm, it would be a massive boost to that first episode, to the algorithm picking it up, and bringing in the viewers who do want to see Zwift, so that they have the opportunity for it to appear in their browse section. Now, if you find that you do want to see it and you love it, then that's fantastic. Go ahead, continue on with the series. But first episode alone, it's the make or break point. So if you can help out with that, just click that link, click that like button, drop a quick comment. That would be amazing. I'd be so grateful for that. All right, well, let's get to this 15.5 kilometers to go in our first ever World Tour race. Let's see, what can we do? Well, expectations are a little low here. We've got some decent laid out options. Oh, 77 on the flat for Ant-Man. I did not see that one. That's nice. Ant-Man and Wolverine have this fantastic flat ratings that can actually, well, okay, they're not really fantastic. For us, they're fantastic. I think Groot and Gamora at the back, but I want one more who can sprint. Obviously not Iron Man. 75 is pretty decent. That's probably our go-to there. Yeah, and then use Spider-Man and Iron Man early on. So we've got some good flat ratings that can get us out front, keep us out front. There's a little bit of undulation on the way to the run-in. We'll see how that impacts things. Iron Man, so far, not really finding some space to get out front. See if we can get... Oh, here's already that undulation. We're hitting the front, which is where I wanted to be, but a little late to the party on that part. Okay, there's that slight amount of damage over the top. Let's get Spider-Man ready. Let's also start pushing 99, 11K.
The group is slowly thinning out due to such a frantic pace. 10 kilometers remaining. The pack is back on level terms with the breakaway group.
Let's back off just slightly. I really want to be out front and set ourselves up for the optimum.
The pack is getting close to the finish line.
Right now,
everybody seems to
8K to go. Looking a little bit, a little off. Gotta say right now, let's make sure nobody's following us. Okay. Coming up on 6 kilometers to go and already a lot of fatigue. Let's get Groot ahead of Deadpool now because he does not have the energy remaining to get to the end. Gamora's still looking okay. 3.7. But only a couple lead-out riders. We're seeing a late attack here by Mads Pedersen. And that's sad to see that we are that weak that we can't keep up with that. Inside 2 kilometers. I'm down to my last 2 riders. And 1K to go. And Gamora attacking over the top. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? We win the opener. First ever World Tour race, and we come up with a victory. Dang. Now you really got to hook me up with that, click that link, click that like button. Worked hard for that. Hey, first World Tour race, and we've already got a victory in the bag. UAE Tour stage number 1, so our second World Tour race, our first stage race at this level. And just in the few weeks from the Cadell Evans race till now, our next wave of level ups has occurred. And we are looking that much stronger already. We're going to take a deeper look at that as soon as we get a chance after this first stage is done. Black Panther now handling the lead out in his Ugandan national champion jersey that he should have probably on a permanent basis now until the end of the series, most likely. Oh, what am I doing? My bad. 7K. Get back out front. Now, Hulk's one I want to preserve. Speaking of leveling up, Mountain 80. First ever 80 that we have seen. 5K to go.
We can only hope that it doesn't have any impact on the outcome of the race. There are just 5 kilometers left.
Okay, a little bit of damage down the line, but not bad all in all. got those few decent flat ratings, like right now with Ant-Man a 79. You can see nobody's going to really pull him back right now. Gamora is the one we are set up to ride for. And as we approach the end, we're already seeing the sprint here from others. Inside 1K to go, on to Gamora. She's quick, but not quick enough. 76 is her base now. 77 mountain as well. 79 resistance. This is going to be the first time in a long time that we're going to have a sprinter who is not only quick, but has resistance, has a flat rating to go with it. She's not great yet. 76 is not amazing, even with the +2 today. A 78, not quite there. Gamora was second? Really? Did not look like it, but she got second. So we got a podium. We need a stage win for this one. It is a sponsor objective. We're not doing great on our evaluation because I've been quick simming a lot of the races. Cadell Evans was one of our objectives, and we got first, and we needed a top 10, so that was a nice big plus. But overall, sponsor objective, we're just neutral right now. This should help keep us there if we don't get any other results the rest of the way through this race. Second at least is okay. So starting at the bottom, Doctor Strange, Cyclops already making progress. Doctor Strange started at a 60. Cyclops last season at that 55. He's nearly caught up to Star-Lord at a 70, the one who's been lagging behind all along. Captain America, Black Panther just ahead. That's been relatively tight at kind of the bottom end. I think most of those are our lowest potential riders compared to the others, and so they're a good level or 2 levels behind those in front of them. Now Thor, Wolverine, Groot, they're doing okay, but then we see kind of this main group, and this is really the most spread out we've seen it. Things were usually most everybody within 2 levels of each other, with a couple standouts at the top and a couple lagging behind at the back, but now we're starting to see a wider spread. An average gap of 7 top to bottom, not including the 2 latest additions of the original core. That's a healthy gap at this point, but we're definitely starting to get up there, especially when you look at that top end, that 76 for Hulk, that 77 for Gamora, really starting to shine. But in terms of the ratings, you can see we've got a couple into the upper 70s in terms of mountain rating. Hulk, climber, at an 80, no hill. That's a climber. 75 downhill. I mean, that is a climber, pure. So we really are seeing the emergence eventually of the attributes kind of being assigned mostly to their rider type. Punchiness, we got a puncher right there, though it is a classics rider who has our top rating at the moment. Stage racer who can't climb. Ouch. Or ride on the flat. But there's our other puncher right there. So they're both within the top 4 riders. Time trialing. It's Baradur on top, but only in 1 rating and not the other. But it is a time trialer who is balanced and 75 plus in both. The other one's still lagging behind, but Black Panther's also one of those weaker, lower level ones. In the prologue, it is a time trialer on top by some margin, and a stage racer who, while not good, is looking like a stage racer. He's only a 71 overall, but the spread of the attributes certainly fits the profile. Gobble rating, a couple classics riders near the top, but also a puncher. In that sprint, Gamora is the quickest right now, and as a puncher, that makes a certain amount of sense. Same with Deadpool as a classics rider, and then a sprinter. Our sprinters have lagged behind. Groot getting there, 74, but still some ways off. Wolverine also has improved. Wolverine was pretty far down the order not too long ago, looking a little bit better now. Baradur with the top stamina and top flat rating again. So the profile, while it's still not 100% of our riders, the vast majority now match their profile for the most part of rider type. Stage 2, punchy finish. A little bit of a different look this time. We'll see. This is our first time climbing. It's similar to the final climb. And we need to up the effort a little bit so we don't go backwards. Not too bad, not too steep. 4%. The finish should be similar, but it is long enough that I do expect it to come down primarily to punchers and not sprinters. Once you get over that 3%, you're into punch territory, even if it's only 4%. Okay, 19 kilometers to go and uphill. Let's go ahead and get ourselves on the move and out front. Gamora, the climbing and the punchiness and the sprint is an obvious choice to go at the head of the field. Iron Man looks pretty dang good, and Deadpool has a really good punch, so we'll get Deadpool and then Iron Man. Hulk can absolutely climb and set us up and has okay pace. Now we're looking down here. Black Panther's punchy. Not Groot. Groot's gonna go first. Alright, try to get out front here fairly quickly and then back off slightly. There was only 2 riders in the break today, and they have survived all the way down till now, but you can see we're reeling them back in. 4 riders off the back, but that is not due to pace. It's been a fairly easy ride so far. 15k to go. We've already established that nice front position, and we're already climbing. You can see right now it's only 1%, so it's not a big deal. $13k to go. We'll push ever so slightly harder. Okay, climbing's getting a little more intense, so we'll back off some. Get Black Panther ready. Black Panther is struggling a little bit on this one. And that's going to take us over the first one, but it's just a little saddle, so there's going to be a double. Ant-Man hangs on a little bit longer now onto Black Panther. Okay, we need to get Hulk ready. Hulk's got a good downhill. Try to get these 2 onto the back. 7k to go. Okay, pushing through that section makes it really hard for someone to come back at us. Now we can let up just a little bit. Okay, Hulk, I need you to stay on board. 5k to go. And we're already down to our last 3, so I'm a little early on where we'd like to be at this point. 3k to go. It's going to allow others to come up on us. 2.4. A little better off now. 1.6. 1.0, 99. And Gamora trying to finish it off. I don't think we're going to hang on here. She's going to run out of energy before the top. Oh, there's the level off, but we faded. I was worried about where we were at.
Victory for Maximilian Schachmann.
Schachmann takes it. Yates, Demulan, Mataway. Gamora gets 6th on the stage. The field did split. Right there. 19 seconds back to this group.
We're waiting for the back markers.
There's another split.
Fairly numerous in this difficult race. And here are the race highlights that we've selected.
First gap given after the group of 24. Iron Man somehow included in that, even though they had drifted off. 35 seconds to Nairo Quintana, Thibaut Pinot, and Danny Martinez. That's 3 big riders to lose some time on that one. And then others, Gegenhardt losing time as well. So in terms of the GC, Gamora sits 2nd place. Phillipsen had lost time. Deadpool, Iron Man, both in that 15-second window, and all 24 at the finish are still in contention. Stage 3, that's for Hulk, his 80 mountain rating, even though it's considered punchy. We'll see. Gamora might be able to hang on. behind Hulk for that one. Stage 5, very similar on that. So Hulk and Gamora are the two we'll ride for in those stages to come. We'll see what we can do GC-wise, even though we are here to win a stage. Not too worried about the sponsor objectives, and I'm finally letting that happen. Last season, it was very difficult for me to back off and not worry about the sponsor objectives. This season, I'm finding it a little bit easier. We're going to get some results, and so we shouldn't have a problem getting a neutral evaluation. And neutral evaluation doesn't mean anything. We've got plenty of money, and we'll be able to afford to re-sign the riders we need to re-sign this season, regardless. So we don't have to have the sponsor confidence up. We could just do the races we want to do, see the World Tour races that we get into finally, and let that be that. Just kind of have some fun as we go through. It's our 3rd season. We're looking at probably a 6-season series, and I think we're probably just 1 or 2 seasons away from hitting the World Tour. I mean, we could be a one and done in Continental Pro and go right into World Tour next season. Looking right now, we already have a 76 index for next season. 76 is probably not enough, but 77 or 78 definitely is. 76 might be enough. So you got to figure we'll be even, somebody else is going to hit that 76, and so we'll be a high 76. That may do it. So yeah, I have a feeling we could be headed that way. All right, folks. Well, that does it for this episode. I'm Decathlon Gamer. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to hit that like button. Be sure to click on that link, comment on that Zwift episode for me. Thank you so much. Have a good one. Be safe out there, and bye for now.